station. Neither shall they learn more anymore. Neither shall they learn more anymore. Night of the death ray, clear us away. Kill the night time, seize the day. Spray laser light, let nature try again. There new solutions, it's too late. Let evolution clean the slate. For a man who lived to find the guy in the eye. Blow up the
Now, in case of biblical scale cataclysmic event, you need immediate shelter and an immediate hot meal, always and forever. So the first place you need to go is under an overpass. Lots of overpasses, you can find them anywhere. They're instant shelter from above elements, and if the rain, a little bit drafty, but you can have a fire in there, and it keeps you, it's the modern day cave is what the overpass is. So let's head under this one, and I'll show you how to make a jiffy quick meal in about less than a minute. Once you've found yourself an overpass you tend to like, and you make sure you can secure the area fairly well if you need to, in case your stay underneath the overpass needs to be longer than you expect, I'd always choose an overpass where you've got a very, very tight arc, lots of coverage from the top, not too much coverage from the sides. Make sure you don't have people who are going to be wandering up and bugging you when you're underneath your bridge. That's really, really annoying. But after you choose the correct location, you got to get a hot meal into you. Now, it's a nice sunny day today, so it's not a problem. But if it was raining right now, it'd be really hard to get a fire going, and it would draw smoke and attention to you. So I go with the American Emery HOTPACKs, which are really, really easy to use. You can use them with any kind of water, and I'm going to use Canadian Forces Beans and Wieners IMP bag. Now, you want to keep your bag, take your foil pack out. What I do always is I cut the top of this. Just take that off like that. Perfect. Now, these packs are some ingenious wizard thing that somebody thought up where if you add water to them, they get so hot, they'll heat up your meal. All these IMP bags are, of course, pre-cooked, and they'll last for about 1 billion years. So all you got to do is warm that up. However, it's difficult to do. Now, in the actual instructions on there, they say you should boil it. That's not really feasible if you're on a rush. So what you need to do is you take this. You want to fill only to that line. It doesn't seem like that's enough to fill, but actually, that's all you really do need to fill. Kind of weird. Now, you can use any water. In a worst case scenario, if you wake up and you're on a desert plateau, you can actually piss in this and use it to heat up your meal, which I think is recycling. But my wife gets upset when she sees me pissing in the hydrogen bags, so whatever. You just take a little bit of water in here. That's the tiniest amount of water. About like that. Drop her down. Now, as you can see, I put way too much water in there. That's how little water you're supposed to use. It's just the tiniest bit. So I'm going to dump a bit out. There we go. Getting there somewhere now. A little bit more. Now we got it. Now you take this pack. Now this is going to heat up really quick. And as it heats up, the chemical reaction is going to be causing hydrogen to be coming out of this bag. So you don't want to do this indoors. And if you want to use the hydrogen for something afterwards, you can. So you stuff that inside the bag here. And then you stuff this pack here along on the inside as such. And you see a little steam coming out of there now? There it is. That's all hydrogen. Now, I wouldn't huff that, but you can actually use that hydrogen as an explosive in case you needed to like clear some stumps or something. But then you lay it sort of on your side like this. You want to keep your water in there and keep the heater pad side down so it's going to heat your packet. And that's it. You can carry on with fortifying the underside of your overpass. My name's Sean Kennedy, and I am the fucking man. Now, when deploying the MOCPACK, you got to choose a location where to set up your mobile command center, your mobile operations command, MOC. That's what MOC stands for. The purpose for this is so that you have a home base of operations where you can leave your gear and any equipment that you scavenge from the ruined remains of humanity. This place should be secluded, it should be private. Your major method of concealment is that the ignorance of others to your location. You should not set this up in the middle of a field. However, if you're in a heavy urban environment and you have to get somewhere where you can make sure that you've got some nature around you, you've got a little bit of camo concealing possibilities, I would head directly to a golf course and you can set them up there. The only thing you need to do in the golf course is make sure that you either bring some doweling with you, or you can take one of those little flags and cut them in half and you'll be able to make a tent pole out of it. I particularly have used this two set of oak doweling to make the tent pole. This is something you will acquire in your travels. You don't need to bring tent poles with you. Make them as you go along. This particular mobile operations command center is designed to be deployed in a forest region. Okay, this mock pack can be deployed anywhere. It's very important you remember that. If you have a choice, do not deploy this in an open field. You wish to deploy this in a forest and use the natural cam and concealment to keep your location private.
Identification and the show will break by itself. All you need is you. It was the same 10,000 years ago, and will be the same 10,000 years hence. Man does not change over the ages. Problems remain the same. There's no need of the way out. Don't you see that the way out is also a call of the dream? All you have to do is see the dream is a dream. Then you get what you call reality. There's no need of the way out. Don't you see that the way out is also a call of the dream? All you have to do is see the dream is a dream. Then you get what you call reality.
When you're out in the field, there's absolutely nothing better than a good night's sleep. And getting a good night's sleep in the field is very, very difficult to do. So the best, most cost-effective sleeping system available in the world today is the Canadian Armed Forces sleeping bag. Now, I've modified it slightly, but this is essentially how it works. You've got a Gore-Tex outer that, even though you may or may not have a mobile operations center have time to set it up, you can pull this out. This is completely waterproof. You could sleep and a river could run underneath you during the night and you will still remain dry. Beneath that you have the Canadian Forces outer. This is filled with an eider down, okay? All of it's the down from these Arctic ducks, I guess is what they tell us. But it's extremely, extremely warm. You will not need to use all of this all the time. Just sometimes the outer will be fine. Inside of that you have the inner. So you have the Gore-Tex bag, the outer, then the inner sleeping bag. The inner sleeping bag has no zipper on it and has this sheath that goes over top. This sleeping bag system here, now there's been so many different variations of it. Some folks, what they do is they take like 2 outers. I think this one, depending on the year of the issue, you can have 2 outers, but you have one, like an inner sleeping bag and an outer sleeping bag. I like this one because it's got the fleece top, so when you're all snuggled down, you can put this up over your head, and the flannel on it keeps you nice and warm. Beneath that, you don't want to sweat completely in your bag, so what I have is you can get a liner for it, which is a cotton liner that will absorb your body sweat, but I like using this Norwegian Arctic fleece blanket. This is issued to Norwegian troops, apparently. So that is your complete system. Now, as good as this is, to make your sleep a little bit more comfortable, it's good to have an air mattress. A lot of the civilian air mattresses on the market require a lot of time to blow up. This Canadian Forces air mattress here, if you unscrew the nozzle, it will self-inflate over a period of time. If you leave it for like half an hour, you come back, you simply do up this nozzle, and it'll be compressed and keep you off the ground. The earth wants to kill you. It will suck all of the heat from your body if you are sleeping in the cold. It is very important you do not sleep on the ground. If you have not got a sleeping system like this and you have to work with minimals, you only got to range your blanket, lay down sticks, lay down anything to create an air space underneath you so you do not sleep directly on the ground. This can lead to hypothermia and death.
There's no need of the way out. Don't you see that the way out is also a call of the dream? All you have to do is see the dream is a dream. Then you get what you call reality. There is no need of the way out. Don't you see that the way out is also a call of the dream? All you have to do is see the dream is a dream. Then you get what you call reality.
Canadian Forces shelter halves are zipped together. You use your pole inside the rings here to keep it tight and solid, and this should be kept down over. Some people gun tape this down so that make sure that there's no rain going to get through on that seam. All seams, all zippers are an opportunity for leaks. You want to watch that. Going around, all I've done is taken 550 paracord, which is available at any Army surplus store, and I use that in conjunction with bungee cords to provide like a leverage action, a spring action. If a guy were to come in here, hit this, it's not a big deal. Versus a lot of modern tents, if you were to go and throw things at it, do whatever at it, a lot of the time your gear will it'll rip through the tent. But this is a heavier gauge material, so it'll stand up longer. It's about durability. Okay, everything to do with the military is about durability and endurance, because you have to equip a lot of men, so you can use their rationale to your advantage. Moving around, more 550 cord, using just standard steel nails. You just about 7 to 8 inch nails, 24-cent jobbies. Try to get them galvanized so you have no rust. You just use your paracord to tie it off. If you're in a severely windy condition or mountain condition, you may wish to tie it off at every single loop, and then this thing will look like a rock when it's done if you tie off every single loop. As well, if you're in the bush, you can tie these up into angles into trees, and you can actually make quite a nice little dome for yourself if you've got the bush around. But we are deploying on a completely flat surface. All around the back here, you'll notice that it's the same as the front. You can leave it open, but what I've done is I've tied it off. This is designed to be tied off, so you have a little bit of privacy for whatever happens, coming and going, what have you. Moving around to the far side here, we've got straight bungee cord going down, providing lots of tension. Now there's an advantage to disadvantage to having lots of tension and wide spread out. You probably want to get this as close to here as possible. If you're in a wetter climate, you may wish to just pin this directly to the ground. But in a colder climate where it's sort of dry, if you've got the shelter, it's nice to have it low so you got a little bit of ventilation in there if it's warm, but if it's really, really cold, keep it down, keep it low to the ground, keep the body heat in. That's the idea. Same here, you can, on the other side, I tied off all 5 to 1 point. This one here, I've tied them off just to here. So I've got 2 points. I've got your center point, and I've got the other one here. There's no set rules. It's about what gets it tight. You can tie everything to individual spikes. It doesn't matter, but what is important is that all the weight is transferred to the ground. Let Mother Earth support you. I've used just a paracord, a piece of bungee cord rather, to keep this tent flat back. If during the night you'd want to just throw that over, tie yourself down, and then you have a completely closed unit. Now we have the WOG Mobile Operations Center, or MOC. This setup here will enable you to exist in the field for quite some period of time. All of the gear you see here is brand new. Of course, over time it will weather, but due to the construction of this shelter, wind, rain, sleet, it has all kinds of give. Being rigid is not good. You must build a shelter like water. You put water in a bowl, it becomes the bowl. You put water in a cup, it becomes the cup. Make your shelters like water, my friend. So as long as you keep it strong and firm and with enough give, the importance is give. You must keep everything very, very sturdy. But all the people wonder, how is this possible? The way it's done is because everything's transferred to the pegs. You have to run around this thing in concentric circles until you get it really, really tight, and then you nail it down. There's no real way to explain how to set this up without looking at the basic design and then going out in the bush and doing it yourself. Because all this is an elaborate piece of wide fabric. That's all. Push came to shove, you could make your own version of these just by studying this video and seeing how it's set up. Of course, you wouldn't be using bright orange bungee cords. You want to get yourself some olive drab spray paint, some black spray paint, matte black, and you can actually attack the entire top of your mock shelter. Some people are known to put flags on them, string them through the sides, whatever, but this is just a basic unit configuration. You're going to need your laptop with your Wi-Fi. You're going to need your webbing ready to go. You're going to need your AWOL bag with that which is not in the mock pack ready to go, that which isn't immediately available in your campsite in case you have to bolt. But this is your basic introductory level layout to the mock center. On October 18th, 2005, I received a phone call at 8 o'clock in the evening. It's from my sister. She told me that, Sean, Mom and Dad's house is burned down. And so it did. We showed up here. The firemen were here, and they were doing a great job. They tried to save as much as they could. This is my old room. It's gone now. It's empty. My parents had all my memories and all my stuff in here, and it's burned out now. It's completely husked. Everything that's left is shoveled out. Ash is cleaned up. We're just waiting for the people to come down to condemn it. all the possessions I had of my youth, anything that I thought, you know, you'd want to hang on to, comic books, old records, things that define your memories as a child, physical manifestations of your life, all of it was here. And it's gone. It makes no difference. Soon this house will be leveled, and again, it'll make no difference to me in the current state. What will happen is that my life will go on. So it's a collection of baggage that I no longer needed that got burned away. That's all it is. The things you own wind up owning you. That is true. So the trick to avoiding the pain that comes from separation with your material goods is to separate yourself from your material goods and realize that it's all just stuff. Nothing you have defines you. You define you. And when that happens and your house burns down, it's just another Tuesday.
Here are some highlights from the upcoming Season 2 of Patrolling with Sean Kennedy, premiering summer 2005.
Among the nations have reviewed many people beat their souls into plowshares. It's fears into ruining us. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation. Neither shall they learn more anymore. Neither shall they learn more anymore. Nothing new became of 1999, and now resigned to fear. We try to engineer our destinies through prophecies. Our thoughts ignored and our words abhorred as fine design.
Computer's still good. This kind of a place here, okay. Now, first of all, anytime you're going near any sort of a supernatural structure, you never, I don't care what the reason is, you never go in there at night. I don't give a shit what's happening. You don't go in there at night. You see it all the time. Oh, little Jimmy's missing. Let's wait for the fog to roll in and then we'll head down to the house. Fuck that. If Jimmy's missing, he's at the house. If you go in the house, you're going to get sucked in and eaten. That's how it works. Now, graffiti is very telling. The first thing that's going to happen is I'm in a low-light circumstance in here. So we got to change our optics up. This here, that isn't broken, that's cut. Which means that whatever's in the basement is trying to get up. And try to come up through the basement to the roof. Produce some heat. Lit the walls on fire, but the thing didn't burn. But that will be proof of the supernatural, though. Because the whole purpose of Ghost Dance, of the operation, is to see that there is something. That's it. That's all I want. I don't care what happens. People are bursting into flames. I could give a shit less. So long as everybody who takes part in Operation Ghost Dance is well aware of the threats and risks, but we're just, the logs are sick of it. We're going to cut the shit.
Be prepared. Be prepared for all kinds of results.
Well, we're all
but it will
prepared.
happen.
I don't really know what I'm going to wake up. Some people, like I talked to one person and they said I was going to wake up like people could start levitating and stuff if I'm not careful. So I don't know. Like, do you think there's any danger in this at all? No.
Not as long as you keep your intentions firm.
You're pretty clean on that intention
That
thing.
intention has to be there. That's the key to all magic, all manifestation.
Right.
If you're trying to manifest an awakening in people, a spiritual awakening, and that's your intention, that's perfect. Is strength in numbers.
Awaken. That's the whole point, is awaken. We don't know what we're going to awaken. We don't know how it's going to awaken. We don't know how it's going to affect them. They're going to wake up. That's the plan. And we're looking at about the numbers. About 5,000 people are going to do this at the same amount of time. Over a period of about...
No real direction other than to wake up.
And to empower yourself, yeah.
Empower yourself.
Yeah, the whole, some people could float. It's all, focusing. So we're taking 5,000 people, putting the energy in a ball, and then forcing it back on ourselves. That's sort of the idea.
Sounds like it could be a good idea. Sounds like it could go horribly wrong.
How could it go horribly, horribly wrong? You're always good, and if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't feel as empowered to do the kind of things that I do in my day-to-day life.
Please don't blame me. It's not.
Seriously, Dak's like my big brother, If he'd have said no, I wouldn't have done it. So now, now that Doc's made sure it was okay, I'm gonna go on and try to help these kids using ancient Crowleyist techniques to try to make the world a better place. My name's Sean Kennedy, and I am the fucking man.
I'm gonna get arrested.
So you say you gotta know why the world goes around, and you can't find the truth in the things you found, and you're scared shitless cause evil abounds. Come join us. Well, I heard you were looking for a place to fit in.